This Japanese armour is hugely significant because it was part of the first diplomatic gift between Japan and Britain. It was sent to James VI of Scotland and England by Shogun Tokugawa Hidetada in 1613. It marks the beginning of the first formal contact between the two countries. Because it was a diplomatic gift, it's also suitably impressive. It's a splendid work of craftsmanship made by one of the personal armourers to the ruling Tokugawa family.
Even though the James armour was used as a diplomatic gift, it is designed to be used and could be worn, and definitely comes from the tradition of armour for use in field or the battle.
Armour was a suitably impressive diplomatic gift because it was prestigious and it was expensive to produce. The armour is carefully and beautifully decorated. If you look on the upper section of the torso covering, the do, you'll notice that there are gold lacquer dragons, one with a red lacquer tongue, amongst swirling clouds. Now, this motif has its roots in ancient Chinese philosophy, where the dragon was associated with water and believed to control rain. In Japanese, this style of helmet is literally described as pumpkin-shaped. What you'll notice if you look closely is that at the back there's a slightly raised area on the helmet, and that was probably designed to accommodate the samurai hairstyle, which was like a top knot with the hair oiled and scraped back and tied in a queue.
The Japanese armour given to James I is made of iron and hide plates covered in urushi lacquer, which have then been laced together with silk. It makes it very flexible, light, and quite springy, so very different from European armour, which relies on slightly larger polished steel plates.
In the early 17th century, the English East India Company wanted to expand their trading networks. So in 1611, Captain John Saris was commissioned to sail to Japan, if possible, and negotiate for trading rights there. Now, crucially, lavish gifts were part of these negotiations. Saris received several important gifts from the shogun for the king. This included 10 folding screen paintings, a saddle and stirrups, which are in the royal collection today, and 2 armours. We do know that these are the first documented Japanese armours to have been seen on British soil, so they must have caused something of a stir.
Another aspect of the James I armour that's very interesting and also important is the survival of all the original silk. Silk is very, very fragile, especially after 400 years, and also when the armour is used, it gets replaced. In this case, we think most of the original silk lacing has survived intact.
Today, we're delighted to include this armour in our first ever exhibition dedicated to Japanese material from the royal collection. This armour is the star piece of the show. It's rare, it's compelling, and it marks the beginning of a rich and lively 400-year history of Japanese-British relations.